I work for the Wadhwani Foundation, which is a 24-year-old foundation. Working on, basically we work on 4-5 verticals. Our largest vertical is on skill development, then enterprise development, then digital transformation, and then the innovation is the new vertical which has been created a year back. And I moved from BIRAC. I was heading BIRAC mission director, and then I moved to take up this position. So I am working in the innovation and funding area for almost last 3 decades now. And innovation has been, when we never used to talk about innovation, we used to talk about research and research and research. But when in research to innovation and to market concept came up, and basically 2011, 2012 onwards, when large charities started working in India, I think this took place a very, very strong time. I will not repeat what I said in the morning, but what we have seen is that we are very good at basic research. Our country, our academic setting, our universities, our premier institutions like IITs, leading private universities are excellent in basic research. But when it comes to translate that basic research, as said by Professor Sarvabhaudhe today as well, that when we have to cross from TRL 3+, TRL means technology readiness level 3+ onwards to TRL 5, 6 and 7, there the challenge comes in. So what challenges comes in there? There are a couple of challenges. Of course, science has to be good to take the innovation from one level to the other across the valley of death. But challenges comes in, firstly, people used to talk about that challenges are in funding. But I will not agree with it now. There are a lot of, I'm just coming back out from a meeting of RDI, which is newly started, Government of India initiative 1,000 crores plus to fund this value of death. So that is a new option coming up now. So funding is not, but the challenges comes in how to convert that basic research into a translational journey. And Professor Chenchura he's one of the experts in converting innovation to translation. So first thing comes in is understanding the gap. When we start our basic research, sometimes I feel we need to start working from the very beginning when we conceptualize our basic research. That is gap analysis, a SWOT analysis of our research program. What is the unmet need? What is the unmet need? Is there a strong gap that once we reach translational research and taking up to the market, is our product, process or innovation is needed in the market? I think that thinking also should percolate into our academic environment. So that, we don't expect as a funder that at the end of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, there will be a product in the market shelf. No. But as we move along our innovation journey, our innovation should be de-risked. So when we start our basic research or research in the academic setting, we should think what will be our exit strategy. Exit strategy means we may not form a startup or a company, or we might license our IP or whatever it is. But we have to think that where our exit strategy will be and who will be the taker of our research. If we start doing that, what I have seen is, when people come to after 2 years, 3 years, the level of confidence of those researchers is so strong that they will know that this company might be interested in my product or process, or I will start a startup. So this is the first thing. The second thing is, now the innovation ecosystem has increased such strongly that we have almost 500 to 700 incubators, and all of the private universities are starting incubators. Government is supporting incubators. I, in my earlier career, almost supported 120 incubators. So the innovation moving doesn't always need that, you need to have all the facilities within your campus. We have incubators set up who are giving you the facility to do it, so we encourage them to do it. So academic research, we call it farming of innovations. I think through that incubator setting, the academic basic research needs to farm lot of innovations. And 5% is the success rate, 5 to 7%. From that academic research, 5 to 7% will go to the translational gap, which is TRL 3+. So I think when we start, we should always think about 360-degree thinking about the innovation. I can tell you n number of examples how this has evolved. That science should be strong. Your IP should not be very congested. That is very, very important. If IP is congested, once you reach that translational phase, then you will struggle to see what is innovation Incremental innovation are fundable. Incremental innovation is good, but you have to look at the IP space. Then what will be the regulatory standard if it is a medical innovation or something like that? Then who will take your innovation? Who will buy your innovation? Or who will use your innovation? That. So we call it 360-degree structure. So that thinking, I think we should inculcate within our academic, faculties and things like that, so that, a strong innovation culture. There has to be a difference between research and innovation, but it has to be interlinked. You have to publish papers. You can't stop academics to publish papers because there are a lot of things, your promotions, this, that's handled. But right now, a lot of funding agencies and a lot of things that pay, if you file a patent also, it is, if you file a granted patent, it will be equivalent to 5 published papers. Something like that, a lot of institutions are building about that. If you transfer a technology, it will be equivalent to 10 published papers. Something like that model are being created to literally encourage innovations and bring that to the level. So this is the first thing. Secondly, within the foundation, and to support that, within the foundation, as I spoke in the morning, we are creating innovation hubs. Now, what is the fundament, and this is not only the foundation models, I worked with Wellcome Trust, with Gates. I think this model is, so we are creating innovation hubs within academic settings. Now, what happens here is, you have a strong pool of research which are TRL1 to TRL3. But when it comes to graduate from TRL3 onwards, firstly, we need to have strong mentor network, expert network, who will literally handhold these innovators. These innovators should do research. Without that broad base of the pyramid, you can't have translational research. So we need mentors. So we are trying to build a mentor network in our innovation hubs, which we plan to create 100 innovation hubs in next 5 to 6 years in different domains, starting from biology to medtech, health tech, quantum, artificial intelligence, space, defense, critical minerals, semiconductors. So, but when that basic research, they need experts in terms of science, mentors, then business experts to literally handhold them to convert their basic research into translational plot. So for that, we are creating these innovation hubs within an academic settings. So they will try to pluck innovations which are academically rich or which has these translational potentials, and we call plucking of these innovations. They will bring to our fold there. We will try to fund them, and it will not be a fund and forget model. So if I take a minute back, in funding ecosystem, there are 2 types of funding mechanisms. One is called spray and pray. Spray and pray means we announce an RFP, 45 days that RFP is open, we get the call, it is gatekept, released, funding, and 6 months time we will be letting you know that you have been funded. One method which funding agencies are utilizing these days is called hunt and fund. Hunt and fund means if there is an interesting project, it can't wait for 6 months to be funded. So they just walk in and they tell us that this is what the funding, this is what the innovation is. We get it very quickly reviewed. 40 days we review it and we'll let you know whether you are funded. If you are funded, it will be a fund and follow model, not fund and forget model. Fund and follow means you will be handholded from the day one, how the science is moving, how the structure is moving, and it will be mentored. If the science is not moving, it is stopped. If the science is moving, we can literally handhold it. If the science needs a directional change, it will be done, and we help you out to take it. So I think this is not Wadhwani also, we are trying to help. We are bringing other funders into our platforms as well to see that how these academic research institutions becomes translational rich. And they literally translate innovation into a level where they can be, and once they reach TRL 6 and 7, if they are strong, lot of venture funds will pounce on you. Funding is not a problem at all for you. RDI is there and a lot of things are there. So they will be, so that sort of ecosystem we are building. So handhold, mentor, because scientists will be strong and the academic will be strong at science, but when you have to handhold them on business, how to take it. Starting from a step back, writing good grant application is sometimes challenging also. A lot of people have good innovations, but when conveyed in a couple of pages, we do grant writing workshops and grant clinics. Before I close with sir's permission, I'd like to give you a small case study how one innovation, and I met Professor Ramgopal Rao just now, so that case study came to my mind because that was my first funding of my life, Smart Cane at IIT Delhi. So I used to do an outreach with I am a microbiologist, medical, and I did my law and did my LLM and IP. So what I used to do is, take my laptop and go around research institutions to look for good projects. So I went to IIT Delhi, and I was introduced to the director. Professor Ram Gopal Rao was the director, so he said, these are the innovations. So one of Professor Balakrishnan from computer science came to me that I have an innovation. I have a smart cane for visually challenged people, which is called smart cane, because it can detect knee-height obstacles, and he can move forward. So I didn't know, so I went back, I did some Google search. India, nobody was making it, and US it is costing $300 or something. And he made it, he showed me. It was a smart cane with a huge top onto it. So you can press the button and it will show knee-height obstruction. But that can't be marketed, nobody will buy it. So I said, it is a good innovation, but it is not a thing. What to do? So I went to Professor Ram Gopal Rao, and he said, I am ready, whosoever wants to take it, I will charge only 1 rupee. They had filed the IP, so I will give it for 1 rupee. So there is a startup which was coming up outside IIT Chennai, Phoenix. They said, okay, we will try to do it. I'm telling you how the innovation got restructured. And then that startup came that we will help you to, iterate that innovation, make it. Then the third question came in as a funder, if it comes in, but somebody has to validate it, na? The community has to validate it. We have to do a trial whether it is usable or not. So I went to the National Association of Blinds. They said, we have 12 centers in India, we will validate it for you. At different agroclimate, whether बारिश गिर रहा है, वो cane काम कर रहा है कि नहीं, cloudy season में काम कर रहा है कि नहीं, we have to know that, otherwise people will say that it is a useless cane. So they said, so my story got completed. Innovator, a startup who was able to scale it up, and a validation. So they cooked together a good story, and it came to the funding agency. The funding agency said that, but we don't have, I'll just stop in 1 minute, sir. Funding agency said, I don't have a standard. How will I say that it is a good cane? So the funding agency said, we will give you some more money, get a CE certification. So they got a CE certification. And when friends, when the cane was launched, tears came down my eye, because it was made for $25, which is roughly 3,000, 2,000 rupees from $300. And it was given to the community, and people said we would have not. So I think the innovation which comes from academic sector, this is the story I've just tried to tell you, how innovation literally moved from the bench to the bedside, or lab to the field. So I think this type of innovative collaboration we should do to take academic research to impact.